to RVing in New England, the nation's only forum that puts you on stage with some of the biggest names in the RV industry. This program is brought to you by Lee's Family Trailer Sales and Service, one of America's fastest growing RV dealerships. And now your hosts, John DePietro and Bob Zagami.
Good evening, everyone. And how was that, huh?
I'm the younger guy.
You're the younger guy? We gotta bring in our super guest tonight too. So I hope you liked the video in the front, and if you did, let me know, because I know some people joined late and they may not have seen it, but we got a couple more during the show that you're gonna like.
Bob, why don't we play it over and over again during the show, just so that we show that we know how to do it.
Well, we got to get to the halftime. When we get to the halftime and I do the commercial, then we'll know we've made it.
Ah, okay.
Should we bring our guest up, or should we bring our guest up, or should we just leave her in the?
Let's just chat for a while. Let's just chat for a half hour. She's up in Maine.
Michelle Fontaine said it was great.
It was great. She probably has a fire going, and as warm as can be. And Audrey Foley-Egan, are you watching us from the hot tub tonight, Audrey? Let's know if you're watching us from the hot. Oh, we ask questions here, Bob, that you can't get away with anywhere else.
That's true. That's true.
Exactly.
And Kevin Horke is on. Good evening, guys. Great introduction. Great. I'm glad you liked it, but I know the reason you're on. You want to know what we're up to, Kevin, and that's the only way you're going to find out is to come on early. Come on, let's stop teasing them and give equal billing to Billy. Where are you? Oh, there you are, Billy McNamara. And if you folks do not know Billy, I'm not going to tell you who she is, but I'll let you tell him, Billy. Oh, I didn't unmute you? Oh. I suppose it helps if I unmute the microphone.
Just a little bit, yes.
Not only did we keep her downstairs, we shut her off too.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, wait, first, before anything else, I got to tell you guys. So when I showed my 3-year-old the banner that you made on Facebook, she said, "Who are those two handsome guys?"
Well, you had 2 pictures of me.
must have been a duplicate there somewhere, huh?
Yeah. Bob, it's nice to know we're big with the 3-year-old set.
Yeah, right?
That's right. At least somebody likes us, right?
But they're a pretty what do you call it? They're a desirable demographic, because if we can capture their business when they're 3 years old, we can have them for life.
Oh, there you go.
That's right. But you're doing what I always do. I shut off our guests and don't let them tell who they are. And we asked her to tell who she's not, she knows us now, but she isn't that familiar with us. So let us shut up, Billy, and you can start over again because you got delayed by a child.
That's okay. So my name is Billy McNamara. I'm the operations manager at Loons Haven Family Campground in Naples, Maine. 154 sites, and we're actually celebrating our 60th anniversary this year. So do everything operations wise.
Billy, let's see your shirt.
What's on my shirt? It's our logo.
There, okay. So move the camera a little bit so you get the sweatshirt in full time. And hey, you can get an hour's worth of promotion out of this.
There we go.
Exactly.
60th anniversary is impressive. There aren't that many. We could probably count maybe on 2 hands the number. Do you know, because of your campground experience, how many are over 50 years old or 60 years old?
I don't think there's a lot of them. I know Point Sebago, I think, just did their 50th anniversary last year. But there's several that have been around for a long time. But 60 years, that's pretty impressive. I'm hoping for another 60.
Hey, listen to this. Now, we haven't even really told the people about what we're talking about tonight, but one of our guests who's already here has said, "Hey, I want to do a seminar for you guys." So maybe he got the inside scoop on something, but
I don't think anybody on here knows. We got a ton of comments. So
our friend Mike Sokol said, "Hey, when will I get to teach another RV electricity seminar for you guys? Looking forward to it."
we would definitely have you on. If you're free on those dates, we will definitely have it for you, Mike. In fact, we should probably tell you why we did this tease. Right now, you are looking at 3 members of our team. And as we know, most shows were canceled and campgrounds didn't have any place to exhibit. Dealers didn't have any place to exhibit.
Okay. Quiet. Calm down for a second. You're like reading an obituary. Here's how it's done. Here's how it's done, Zagami.
Yeah, listen to the master.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the past almost a year, RV shows across the country, including right here in New England, have been canceled due to COVID. And our own beloved Boston RV show, which took place in 2020, will not be taking place live in 2021, nor will the Connecticut show, nor will the Springfield show, nor will the Providence show, nor will the Maine show, nor will the New Hampshire show. However, DePietro and Zagami, in that order.
Wait a minute.
We brought Mac in.
So where does McNamara fit in?
Right, we brought her in. We brought her in because she's the only one who knows what she's doing. We just talked, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, on April 10th and 11th, without leaving the comfort of your own home, recliner, or in Audrey Foley Egan's case, hot tub, you can join RV dealers, RV rental companies, and everything about RVing right from your own home with 2 days of seminars, educational events, and all of your favorite RV dealers will be presenting the latest models, the latest service items, the latest everything. So right here, you heard it first. Mark your calendar. It's a Saturday and it's a Sunday. It's April 10th and 11th. Don't do anything that weekend. And the best part about it, there is a fee, okay? But that fee covers, look at, our family used to have a drive-in theater. This is a carload fee. Bob, you want to say what that fee is?
Sorry again.
You want to say, well, forget it. You just go back to sleep, Zagami.
I was trying to make the screen larger so that I could read the comment.
For one low admission price, which we'll get into a little bit later, you can jam every camper in your camper's life into your home, watch it on one computer, and enjoy it. So
okay.
With that being said, there's really nothing more to say. So let's just take questions from our audience.
Are you done yet? Yeah, I want to start with the questions because this is going to be so unique. We don't think we've seen anything like this in the country. You know, there's been a lot of virtual, and we're not using the word virtual. You notice we say live and online. Everybody uses virtual, and I hate the word, and nobody else likes it either. But we are going to take an approach that's completely different. It's not business to business. This is for consumers. This is for all of our fans. This is for all of your friends and your family members to join us on those 2 days to get as close to a live event in person, but we're going to do it live online. And we're not going to tell you how we're doing everything. We're going to introduce you to some other people tonight, another member of the team. But Michelle says it is great. Audrey said, hi, guys. Kevin liked the introduction. Michelle, how come John is billed first on the video? That was my decision. I have so much respect for Mr. DePietro and his immense radio and television capabilities. I said, you got to put John first.
And my looks too.
That didn't come into it. Audrey says, no. Eric says, hello from Sumter Oaks Campground in Bushnell, Florida. All right, Eric, thank you.
Billy, anytime you want to say anything, just jump right in because Zagami will dominate the entire show.
I just want to get through these to give her. Well, do you know Eric? Do you know Eric? Billy?
No.
Is he a member of your fan club? Campground in.
He's going to join now.
Melanie Peterson, hello. Dante's on. Evening, guys. Jim Roy from Silver Moose Restoration. Good evening from the Great White North. I just finished the article for RV Pro on Jim and sent it into the publisher, and it will be in the March issue of RV Pro. Estelle is here from New Hampshire. Missed a few weeks due to an untimely family death. Sorry to hear about that. Mike Sokol So, Mike, we will put you on the screen so you can stay in your house and do the seminar. You and I will talk about that afterwards.
Do we want to say who Mike Sokol is and why he
Mike
asked?
Sokol, for those that don't know, Michael Sokol is the author of RV Electricity and is the #1 educator on electricity, specifically for RVs and campgrounds. And we've had him on the show before. I'm sorry. Did I not introduce him properly?
He invented electricity.
Oh,
Benjamin Franklin gets this thing about the light bulb and stuff like that, but Benjamin Franklin has been wiped clean when Sokol came in, and Sokol is the new Benjamin Franklin.
And Tom Edison wasn't involved at all?
Well, Thomas Edison was too, but he was from New Jersey, so that's not America. That's a foreign country.
Okay. Heidi Reed says, hi, Billy. Is she a member of your fan club?
She's one of my seasonals.
She's one of your seasonals. Great. That's right. You shared this with your fan base.
Oh, no. She just found out. She just found out too. Yeah, no, I've been
Dante Guy.
I've been good.
Jerry Plant. Good evening.
That's it. Before he said guts.
Good evening from Cape Cod. Hi, Jerry. Gail Hogan. Nice to have you back for a while here. Frank Cates. Hey, Bob and John. Frank from Lynn. Frank, there's 3 people on the screen, Frank. There's Bob and John and Billy, and it's Billie. You should not be so rude to our guests, Frank. Martha Wentworth. Good evening from China, Maine. Where the hell's China, Maine?
Hey,
Billy, help me out.
they have a desert in Maine. Look at,
Yeah,
before you go any further, I just got a text from Don Barone. Wow, a pay-per-view event for RVs. Good luck. That only works in wrestling.
All right, Barone, we're gonna prove you wrong, and I just crossed you off the speakers list too.
He's still upset because his Bills got hurt. But you know what, folks? I think the Buffalo Bills did a phenomenal job this year representing the AFC East. They
did. Bernie Culleton is on from Campers Inn. Good evening, Bernie. Ryan Hadley, our newest member, Independent Mobile Tech. Check him out on our associate member page. Walter Swenson, back from Florida. So now he's on vacation in Milford, I guess, instead of Florida.
Millbury.
Huh? Millbury. Martha Wentworth, congratulations on your anniversary, Loons Haven. All right. Is that another one of the originals, Billy?
Nope.
No? James Convoy, New England RV Roof. Evening. Michelle, happy anniversary, 60 years. Jason, good evening all. Sandy Ellingson, good evening, Sandy. Great to see you. And actually, John was the guest at the RBWA Coffee, Lunch, and Learn last Friday. And he talked about, well, tell him what you talked about, because you were a big hit.
Yeah, big hit. I talked about taking the fear out of public speaking. And so many people have great ideas, but when it comes to getting up in front of a microphone or an audience or on stage, they just have a fear that paralyzes them. So they feel it's better off not to talk about it. But you know what? We had a great time. And just as important as Sandy being part of that, she's also a brand. She's probably the newest RV owner here. I mean, she had one before, but she just moved from motorized to fifth wheel. So Sandy, welcome to that aspect of your life.
Right. New owner of an east to west Tandera. Michelle says, John, is that like a mini door behind you? I don't care what's behind them. It's I think it's a door to a storage area. Martha says, I would love to do a risk management seminar. I'm going to put my email address down later on, Martha, and that would be excellent. If you would like to send me the information that you'd like to talk about, we will certainly consider it. Jason Cole says, wow. Bernie says, haha. Heidi, woohoo, Billy, Jason, nice. Audrey, that's the weekend before my group descends on pirate land. Good. Bernie, how do we sign up? All right, that's coming, Bernie. Again, this is the teaser, remember? In Myrtle Beach, heading Martha, Jim. All right, I'll catch up with the rest here in a little while. We are being slammed. Let me tell you how this thing started.
If
I
it's good, I thought of it.
Yeah. No, you didn't. John, well, let me put it this way. John and I we were kind of halfway through the planning stages of this, and Billy out of the blue sent me an email one night and said she really liked what we do and could we get together, and she's got some ideas on campgrounds and want to know how we did stuff. So I said, well, I'll do you one better. I'm going to be in Maine next week, so why don't you meet me at Lee's, our friendly sponsor, and we'll have a cup of coffee. I'll introduce you to Dan, and we talked for a couple of hours and kicked the things around, and she decided to join our team, which we are very grateful for because she's got tremendous capability. And I want you to talk about your background. And then we went out and got our event manager. But Billy, why don't you give him a little bit about your background? Because that was the thing that intrigued me the most. And it's the thing that's missing. She's going to give you 4 words that are not usually associated with the RV industry or campgrounds.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm not sure what those 4 words are.
2 of them.
I'll say them.
Yeah, you could just do it. So my background is actually in data analytics. So I have a degree in data analytics, and I did reporting for the government on compliance and things like that. And I also have a degree in marketing. So I came from privatized military housing background and came into the camping industry, which is very similar the way that you do. The only thing I say is that when the camping industry, people actually want to be there versus people in military housing don't want to be there. So at least I get to deal with happy people most of the time. So I have an extensive background in data, in reporting, in finding the best ways to do things and making things more efficient.
That's a good take on it.
And when you work with us, you will be put to the test when it comes to efficiency, because we're probably 2 of the most non-efficient people.
Oh, I remember the last meeting we had, and I had to keep reminding you what time it was. So.
Exactly. Well, no. That was the third party, the other party that you had to remind when, and I was.
Oh, yeah. Yes, that's true.
Good. But I think the important thing to note is, ladies and gentlemen, that this is an event that you've never seen before. And the thing that we're finding is that all over the country, because we're not just New Englanders anymore, we're national celebrities, right, Bob?
That's right. We are. We have a regional show that goes national, and we have a national show
that goes international
that people are talking about. That's right.
And this Friday it will be international because we're talking about Canada. However, I digress. This show will knock your socks off, because if you're an RV junkie, can I still say that? Yeah, if you're an RV junkie, this is the show that you need to see. And the beauty of it is that you can pile as many people into the car as you can fit. And it's pretty amazing. So yes. Want to talk about some of the events that are going on?
Well, I want to explain that we build this out as a teaser tonight, and that's what it is. And I know you want information on tickets. I know you want information when, where, how, and what have you. That is not ready yet. It will be ready on February 1st. I said, you know what? Let's throw a teaser out there. So if you're mad because it's not available, blame me. But we wanted to run it by you folks and get some input from you also as to what you think about the idea. So we will have that stuff all up on February 1st, and we'll come back and put comments on here. But if you go to the NERVDA site on February 1st, NERVDA.com, we'll put that down below. You'll be linked right to the page for the expo. You'll be able to register. You'll be able to buy tickets. You'll be ready to share that with all of your friends. So that's the reason why we did the teaser.
Right. And another important aspect of this that's not really written down is that this is an all-you-can-eat and all-you-can-drink event from your own refrigerator in your own kitchen.
That's a hell of a deal. You know that?
For RV. Hey, and there might even be people that, this is not just for we should point this out. We have people here from all over the country, like Walter Burns is in North Carolina, but it says New England because that's where it emanates from. But it's not limited to people from New England to attend it. And the beauty of it is that so many people, and Billy knows this so well by running the campground up in Maine, is that people from other parts of the country come to New England. So we'll be giving people from New England an opportunity to hear about places outside of New England, and we'll be giving an opportunity for people outside of New England to come to New England during the camping season and really make the best of it.
Then we can make our first assignment for a fan. So Audrey, you are tasked with the responsibility of getting us at least 3 or 4 of the Myrtle Beach campgrounds to exhibit. And we want campgrounds from all over the country. And my goal is to get Disney World back into the program. And I'm not sure if we have many. I'm sure Jason and Walter will remember, but back in the days when we had the show at the Bayside, we had Disney World used to take about 20 booths and bring up about 8 people. And they haven't had that, they just got out of that business. So the reason that we wanted to do this, when you think about how overturned our lives were the last year, there were all these dealers had budgeted, in some cases, hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to shows around New England to show you their products. Campgrounds based on the region, but some went to many shows. How many shows did you do, Billy?
4.
4 shows. And, that's a tremendous expense. So the cost of the sponsorships, which we'll be putting out later this week, is a pittance of what these dealers used to spend for their show activity. And the same thing.
And not only that, but you're getting a larger exposure. That's the huge things for you guys, the attendees. You maybe live in Florida in the wintertime and you don't get to see our winter shows. So this is an opportunity for you to see that and speak with the dealers, speak with the campground, speak with the vendors when you don't get that opportunity to do that. It's a really great.
Billy, you bring up an excellent point, because I think more than ever in our history, these dealers and these campgrounds, they want to meet new people. We are
meeting new people.
Tied down. They're tired of all these regulations that they have to deal with.
Yes.
And they are going to put their best foot forward to give you all the information you need to know. And the technology that's available through this program that we're dealing with, folks, let's just talk. Let me just digress with one thing, but this is important. As you can tell, I'm the technical guru of this group. But many times when you go to an RV show and you have a question about a specific item, one salesperson can only deal with 1 or 2 people at a time. Or let's use Sherry Fuller from Fuller RV Rentals. She can only deal with 1 couple at a time because of the way that she gives them all the answers that they need to know. Here's a situation that if you have a question about a certain vendor that we'll have with us, you can type in a question to them and they'll have live people right there at the event to answer your question. So, you know what, Bob? There's Bob and Billy, there's no lines.
Yes.
You don't have to stand in line. You don't have to stand in line for tickets. And
you can wear your pajamas.
Exactly.
Yeah. And in looking at this, I did a lot of reading and studying and talking to people in the business. And everybody who has had to cancel a live event, almost everybody, got sometimes 10 to 12, the average is about 10 to 12 times more members or more attendees, and made more profit than on the in-person events because they didn't have the expense of setting up an in-person show. So I'll just throw you the numbers for the Boston show. We get 17,500 people. And if we got 10 times that, that's 17,000. That's just one show. If we combined Boston, Hartford, Worcester, Maine, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Vermont shows, there's probably over 100,000 people that want to go to RV shows. Now, we are not going to get 1 million people, because Bill Sell, our managing event guru, has told us we can only have 100,000. So, but we will gladly take the 100,000. And this isn't a one-shot affair. Janice, I'll get to your question in a minute. I know everybody's excited about how much it's going to cost them. But this isn't a one-time affair. we are going to dramatically change the way RV information is delivered to consumers. And I also want to say this is not to replace our beloved Boston show, because that's the mainstay for NERVDA. This is going to complement it. And we're going to have another event in October at the end of the year, and that'll be geared around dealers clearing out their inventory, although the way the market's going, they may not have any. They may not have any inventory come there. And then if we are fortunate enough, and we hope we are, to have our show next year in 2022, it's on Martin Luther King weekend. It's on the calendar. It's on BCEC's calendar. It will be held in conjunction with the auto show. We will then have what's called a hybrid event. A lot of it will be in person at the hall, and some of it will be online. So that's critical.
Now, when a person who's a customer of ours, who is one of our beloved audience members tonight, says, how do we sign up? Then the number one thing in sales is to stop selling and answer the question. So Bernie wants to know, how do we sign up? Bernie, guess what? You're on our list.
That's right. Yeah. So the two things that you'll want, the NERVDA website, everything goes live February 1st. And I know what's happening is exactly what we thought would happen. There'd be a lot of excitement around it and a ton of questions, and that's exactly what we want. But we also want to know what you want to see in such an event as you sit in your recliner with your Bud Light or your glass of wine and watch it. So we will have that, but NERVDA.com will have to be the first site that'll pop up. That day we will have the expo site up, which will tell you everything that you want to know. But I will. Who wants to tell them Billy? Let's let Billy tell them the price, because we spent a lot of time going over this. And give me your thoughts on the price and the event, Billy.
The price for the attendees?
Yes.
The price for attendees. So you go to the Boston show, and it's what, $17 per person to get in. You know, other shows it's $10, $12. So for this, with getting all of the vendors, all of the dealers, all of the professional speakers with their seminars that they're going to do, plus workshops, networking, $20.
$20. And that's not per person.
And that's $20 for the family, because you take that big screen TV, you can throw a party. I want to see you pay the $20 and invite 10 friends. And you know who those 10 friends should be? The people who don't RV, because this is going to be geared towards the first time buyer, the people that don't know anything. And Billy, tell them, what your year was like in the year of the pandemic, with people coming into the campground that may not have known everything they should know.
Yes. So here's some statistics for you with data. So 26% of campers this year were new. So over a quarter of campers that camped this year were new. So we, in Maine, we had a lot of restrictions on what we could do. We opened later than we typically do. We were booked solid every weekend from when we opened to when we closed. I saw an increase in Maine residents camping with us because, of course, typically we have out of state, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, but they couldn't come at first, and then they had severe restrictions. So we were seeing more Mainers come, 46% increase in Mainers camping in Maine. So that's the whole thing, I think, with this too, with the New England camping and doing this, is you have so much to do just in New England. There's so many different campgrounds to see. There's so many vendors to see. There's so many great dealers here that you can visit. So seeing these new campers out there, they need a lot of advice. And I had great seasonals that helped out our campers that came. They didn't know how to back up rigs, or they didn't know how to hook anything up. If there was a seasonal walking by, they helped them out. And I'm hoping other campgrounds were that way.
Billy, you shouldn't talk about John that way.
Can you not back up a rig, John?
Say that again.
Can you not back up a rig?
I'm not good at it. I mean, I did take a light pole down in Florida once, but that was 10 years ago.
I'm going to put you on a special list if you come to my campground. So.
I'll let you park it for me.
I'll park it for you.
So I think the important thing to note is that one of the reasons that we wanted to tease you with this tonight is to get your suggestions as to what type of topics you would like to see covered. And this is going to be your show.
That's right.
Okay. And there are various needs. You know, if you're a first-time RVer, you obviously have different needs than a person who's a veteran RVer. And you know what? A big topic right now is people that are RVers wanting to buy a campground. And the interesting thing is there have not been significant campground developments, at least in the last 10 years. And now our friends at KOA and Jellystone, Yogi Bear, et cetera, are making franchising opportunities available to people all over the country. And there may be people that got COVIDed out from their 9-to-5 corporate America job. They're sick. Like Bob said it so well the other night when we were taping our show for the weekend. Bob, talk about those people that you know, they're 60 years old. They have excellent management skills, but they're on the street and they have money.
There's a phenomenon going on out there that at both KOA and Jellystone, that they realize that they're getting a ton of calls from people who want to build campgrounds. And for the last 10 years, quite honestly, the industry discouraged it. They said, look, if you want to own a campground, go buy a franchise that's for sale. Go buy a Jellystone, go buy a KOA. No, there are a ton of people saying, no, I want to build a new campground. And where is the audience for that? Well, number one, it is people that may have gotten laid off or retired even, that have money to invest and they want to have a campground. But the interesting thing is, I'm sure most of you have heard of real estate investment trust. They're the folks that own all the skyscrapers in Boston, New York, and LA. And guess what? They're all empty. Not all of them, but the people who occupied them found out that their workers can work from home. So they don't need 34 floors on Fifth Avenue. Where are the real estate investment trusts going to put their money? They're calling KOA. They're calling Jellystone. That tells you right away that it is a profitable investment for somebody to get into the campground industry. And although we have lagged behind for several years, that is, you're going to see the old hockey stick, you know, development. Yep. And Billy, you want to comment on that at all? Because you're on the inside.
Yeah, I think that the camping industry it exploded last year, and I think it's going to continue to explode. People are finding, when doing a survey, 59% of people who traveled, not just camped, but traveled in general, said that camping was the safest way to travel and enjoy a vacation. So 59% of everyone who traveled, you know, instead of flying on an airplane, instead of going in a hotel, the camping industry is going to do big. And there's getting to a point where there's not enough campsites for everyone that wants to go camping. So these new people that want to build, or they want to, you know, buy one and redo it, it's going to do great for them. It really is. The industry is doing amazing.
All right. So folks, get ready.
Say a prayer.
I am going to try my second successful video attempt of the night. And while I'm doing this, think about things that you would like to see in our show. So I do have to mute the mics. So if somebody reminds me.
New stuff happening at Lee's Family for 2021. Like their huge show yard expansion for more units and plenty of parking. Over 500 additional units arriving, including Wildwood, Grand Design, Cougar, and Montanas. 150 motorhomes like Winnebago and Echo are arriving. Go see them on Route 302 in Wyndham and at Lee'sFamilyTrailer.com. The fifth wheel capital of New England.
Love how it feels in your home on wheels from Lee's Family Trailer.
Is that an incredible commercial? That's a commercial that Lee's is running. Of course, Lee's is our sponsor, and we've integrated them into the videos, courtesy of some help from Lee's there. So we are delighted. And so let me go back because we are bombed with comments tonight.
Let's let Billy read some of the questions.
Yeah, can you read those, okay, Billy?
Where were we at?
Go to
was Janice
at 1912. At 1912.
Janice Walsh.
Yep, Janice Walsh. Okay.
Do you know her?
So yes, no, I'm not you. I don't know everybody.
Okay.
So saying times and cost to join.
Yeah.
So we talked about the costs, and the times. It's going to go all day because we're going to have the expo center. We're going to have the seminars going on throughout the day. We'll have a schedule once everything goes live on February 1st. You'll have the schedule and see what the events are on certain times.
What about this guy, Billy?
Which one? Yeah, I was trying, but I'm also trying to be polite. It's your show.
No, you are an equal member of the team.
I was just waiting till you need some actual intelligent conversation,
Billy,
I guess. Jump in.
Billy, you're part of the team. That means you can get dumped upon just as easily as we get dumped upon.
I don't know. It seems like the audience really is on my side.
Look at Frank. Frank had to apologize. See?
Now,
is he the one who spelled my name wrong?
Huh? No, did he spell your name wrong? No, he spelled it right. Right? He got it. And Walt Burns, one of our associate members from Easy Care. Gentlemen, hello from North Carolina. Great news tonight from Billy. Great news tonight from Billy.
Yes.
What about Bob and John, Walter? God, we have to spoon feed these guys.
What about
Billy? An outstanding job holding on. What?
Okay, Bernie's piling it on.
Yeah.
Bernie, if you didn't represent a good sponsor, we would ban you from this show.
That's right. If he wasn't one of our larger dealers, what we don't want Bernie calling up Jeff Hirsch tomorrow morning saying, "Hey, Jeff, those two guys that got that show on Wednesday nights, you better talk to them."
But we do want him calling up Jeff or Ben and saying, "Hey, when Zagami calls, you better answer that phone and order that real estate quick."
Nothing less than the top level sponsorship, Bernie. And I'll get you that information on February 1st. Gail, congratulations, Billy, on 60 years. Yeah, she doesn't look 60 years old, does she, Gail?
It's good moisturizer.
Richard Robinson, St. Cloud, Florida. Wow, I heard of St. Cloud, Minnesota, but I never heard of St. Cloud, Florida.
It's near Kissimmee.
Hey, Bob Zagami. Frank Kate, sorry, Billy. I hope you get a chance to speak soon. Oh, we're going backwards on these because that's when people join. Just south of Waterville, Maine, China.
You asked where China was. Yeah.
Walter Swenson is our resident Swami engineer. Now, he just now you live up in that area, right? So you're close to China, Billy?
But not super close. I'm on the other side of Augusta than where he is. So.
Okay. Michelle, I used to live in Millbury. Okay.
That's where
Tim lived in Milford.
Yeah, Tim from Tim's RV. Happy, joy. You will be in this show, Mr. Tim, and it'll be affordable. And you're going to be able to talk all about those Intech RVs that you're killing it with. Where are you, Walter? Walter used to live on West Main Street now. Jesse Brissett. Hey, guys, what's happening? Looking good. Jesse, please inform Kevin Bostrom that I expect Camping World to take the top sponsorship, one of the top sponsorships at the platinum level. You just send him a little note and say, Zagami's going to be calling you because we expect, I hope, all dealers in NERVDA will be supporting the event.
You mean gold?
Could you figure this one out, John? Is this the shocker of the show or what? This Billy, he's going to become your best friend. This guy lives and dies with charts and graphics and statistics, and you will love him. But he's also very influential because he is the state director, depending on what they call him these days, for Massachusetts for Good Sam. And we have a lot of good friends in Good Sam, and that Good Sam community, Walter, has got to come up to the table now and get this message out to all of the Good Sam campers. But you will love Walter Swenson and his lovely wife Donna. And Estelle, sounds like fun. Okay, let's go back to the top and see if somebody's got some questions.
Yeah, they got questions.
What
keep reading?
Huh?
Keep reading down there. Those are good. No, these are you're reading them in the right direction.
Am I reading the right direction?
Yeah.
Michelle, okay, I'll do it.
See the number at the end?
Convoy says
25.
Do it if John is from atop the roof. Okay, we'll get Jesse out there. Anne French, hi from New Hampshire. Audrey, I'm up for it. Email me the logistics. Okay, so Audrey will be our sales rep in Myrtle Beach, and but we only want the good ones, Audrey. We want the ones they know people like you who come from New England to Myrtle Beach.
We want Myrtle Beach Travel Park. We want
Pirate Land, Ocean Lakes. Lakeside.
Some suggestions on topics people are giving us. This is good.
Maria says, check out Canopy Oaks and Lake Wales brand new resort.
Must be Florida.
Maria, if you know them that well, Maria, you got to send them the link to the show and say, you know what? If you want to get a lot more people from New England, you got to sign up for this exhibit and for this expo. So we have to recruit our friends, because the way you make these things successful is through social media. Walter says, camping club information. Jesse, we have been doing great with our live online store events we have held over COVID. Yeah, you have, Jesse. I've watched many of them, and you've done exceptionally well there. But that doesn't mean that you don't support New England too. So I guess it's right. Okay, Walter Burns, excellent. Can't wait for a 2-1 investment and a great value. I knew we could count on you for a nice check, Walter. And
Bernie's responding to the comments we made earlier about him coming in. And I think that's just a sarcastic comment.
Yeah. Don't worry. I can tell you, Jess got more than it's going to cost them to come into the event. Estelle, new campground going up at Pigeon.
I think she's corrected it down, Laura. Pigeon Forge. I can't believe there's still room for more campgrounds at Pigeon Forge. How many are there?
Campground.
Yep. And you know what else is going into Pigeon Forge? Margaritaville.
That's what I just said.
And there's another one going into Times Square. Huh?
That's what I just said. Margaritaville.
Yeah.
I think that's the one.
Yeah.
Safety and maintenance. Okay, there's a topic
ideas. Yeah.
So
now we're getting some comments on. Yeah, Maria says how to pick the right tow vehicle. That is right. And Mark Polk, that may be one of the ones that you do, or maybe Dawn does it. Mark Polk at RV Education 101, the leading consumer education company in our industry, somehow, way.
And a nice guy.
And a real nice guy. And he's got a real nice wife.
Yep.
And a real nice son.
Yep.
These are nice people, but
two dogs.
And 2 dogs. No, he's got 3 dogs.
Oh, 3 dogs. Okay.
Yeah. She's got. Dawn's got 3 dogs. But I'll be in touch with you, Mark, and we'll find the
internet on the road
we're most comfortable in.
Okay. Safety, maintenance, trip routing.
Yeah,
traveling with kids.
Yeah. Good. Frank reminded me that there is a new campground in Quabbin Pines. You're right. We will get them on the docket. You know about that one, Billy?
I haven't heard of that one. No.
There's an old campground out there, and this young couple is living there and building a new campground. It's Quabbin Pines RV Resort, I think. So we definitely want to get them in the show. Bill Sell says, great to have Lee sponsoring tonight. Well, he sponsors for 6 months, but seeing that Mr. Sell has awoken. What did I do with his slide now that I did that? Oh, I want to introduce you to Bill Sell. And I'm going to put this on. We're going to talk behind the slide because I want you to be able to read it. None of these events are successful with somebody behind the curtain, whether it's a radio show or a TV show or an online virtual event. And Bill Sell and I have known each other for about 20 years, and I've been involved with him in my document imaging career. But he is one of the premier people in the country about putting events. He's an event management expert. And Bill is part of our team, and he was in our brainstorming meeting the other day. And everything that we do in this event is going to be because Bill is behind the scenes. And I just want to read you. I know Walter's old enough to remember Comdex, but I want to read you what people say about Bill Sell. In addition to what you can say there. Peggy Kilburn, who is a global program director with Women in Technology, says, Comdex stayed successful as long as it did because of Bill Sell's exceptional talents. He is a walking encyclopedia of trade shows, best practices, multitask at warp speed, devotes himself 100% to the success of any project he undertakes, and inspires unshakable loyalty in the people who work with him. One of the industry's top 10 good guys, and I'll validate that. Bobby Carlton, the founder of Innovation Women, said, with everyone turning to virtual events to connect with customers, partners, and new communities, there are few people who know more about how to do this than Bill. Forever grateful and kind of in awe. And it's not just the running of the event, it's how to make it profitable and a great experience. And one more from Amy Groden Morrison, who is the Vice President of Marketing and Sales Operations at Startup Advisor. Bill is an event-savvy pro with excellent contacts and industry relationships. I was particularly impressed with Bill's ability to nurture relationships with key media, analysts, and customers to drive event growth. Bill fostered a team environment with the employees he managed and those on cross-functional teams, and his professionalism, positive attitude, and sense of humor make him a delight to work with. That's just a sample of what this man is capable of doing and why we would not even be talking about having this event without a Bill Sell in the background. And
we got to introduce him to Walter.
We definitely have to introduce him to Walter. And he's experienced in our industry too, because if you remember last week, Janine Pettit told you about the Girl Camper National Expo coming up. Well, guess who's the man behind the curtain in that also? So, Bill, we are very thankful to have you on the team. You want to comment? You guys kind of met him the other day for the first time. You want to comment?
Lots of knowledge, extreme knowledge, and beneficial to this and what we're doing, and passionate too. That was a big thing.
Yeah. But I will say that is his high school picture that he's using there.
That's
folks, keep you know what? Thank you so much for doing what I asked you to do. At least you're listening to me and not those other two. But you guys keep putting seminars down there. And Bob, I mean, we had a bunch lined up already, but look at work camping seminars, please.
That's a good one.
And the beauty, ladies and gentlemen, the beauty of these seminars is that we now have national contacts that can put these on. So it's not necessarily somebody that has to be from New England that can talk about a work camping seminar. We can go right to the people at Work Camper Magazine, right, Bob? You know those people.
Yep, we can go Steve Anderson. We can do that. And we want to talk about technician training for the consumers from National RV Training Academy and the RV Technical Institute, because a lot of consumers are getting in, as reports have said in recent weeks, the number 3 occupation for growth in this country right now is RV technicians, and we need a lot of them. So that's we keep in mind, all of the events, everything that happens at the New England RV and Camping Expo is for consumers. This is education, it's training, it's for veteran RVers, it's for new RVers. We're going to shape the industry with this event, and we expect that others around the country will get in touch with us and Bill and say, could you do that for us? That's how optimistic we are. This is a powerful team, and it's an experienced team.
Yeah. And even though my title doesn't say leader, I'm really spearheading the whole thing.
Well, all right. I want to see if the opinion that you have of yourself is reflected in the quality of our audience. So we are going to have No, let me finish my sentence.
Billy, help him out here. He's just stumbling. What the heck?
No, let me explain. So we are going to have
a good self-image, Zagami.
We're going to have an MC
a little too far
to this show.
What?
We're going to have an MC that's going to be on the other thing about these types of shows, the biggest complaint from people, and this is from an insider in the RV and outdoor hospitality industry, Ben Quiggle, who's been a guest on our show, the editor of Woodall's Campground Management. He said the events have not delivered because there was not enough interaction amongst the exhibitors to the attendees or attendee to attendee. So you're going to have networking opportunities. You're going to be able to chat. If you're online and you see Billy and you have a specific question for Billy, you're going to be able to just chat with her online. But we decided that we should only have one of us as an MC, and it's going to have to be John or me. So if you would just simply put down below which one of us you would like to see as the MC, then we'll take that into consideration. But I've already picked the MC.
I should tell you folks that I pay for votes. The American way, graft and corruption. I will pay you to vote for me.
So if you see a mail-in,
no comments yet. Oh, there we go. Oh,
yeah, they're going to stay away from it. They're not going to touch it. Jesse doesn't say anything. Wow, we got
Walter.
Oh no, Walter. Yeah,
two for Bob.
You're prejudiced. He's prejudiced.
They're just joking.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, the MC is going to be John DePietro. He's got more radio and television experience than all of us put together. And you see how he corrects me when I do these mundane, lethargic presentations of, you really ought to see this. And then he cuts me off and he gives us his radio.
Speaking of that, Bob, you got 8 minutes left. What are you doing? Don't you have more slides?
No.
That's it?
That's
all
it.
we got?
Huh? I have a closing video. No, let's see. Frank Kate says issues related balanced loading and RV and trailer.
Yep.
Fifth wheel. That's a good one. Bernie likes to do.
Wait, Melanie, if you're still in here, Melanie is has the Skowhegan KOA. The information will be up February 1st, and you'll get information before that, how to sign up and everything. So I'll talk to you.
Is Skowhegan is that up near Fort Kent or not that far?
No, not that far.
Not that far. Okay.
Now, I'll give you another hint. Our keynote speaker may be wearing a yellow blouse. But that's all I'm going to say.
Blouse.
Yeah, I mean, you can't.
Wait a minute. Do people still use the word blouse?
Huh? Sure.
I think it's just top.
Top. Yeah, it's generic now.
Yeah.
Blouse is too 1940s a word.
Yeah, it is.
I use the word gizmo lately.
How about if I say she might be dressed in yellow?
That would probably be.
Would that
probably be pretty.
Would that cover it?
Yep. But somebody might think she's selling for Century 21.
Uh-oh. We had another country heard from.
Billy needs to moderate. Oh, thanks, Audrey. Bernie, but
I'm just trying to keep these guys on track.
Right on.
You said we got some time left. Billy, explain why you decided to come on the team, because you had already drawn up your own. Yeah, because of DePietro. She didn't. Hey, John, she didn't send the email to you, pal. I got the email.
She was intimidated by me.
You had your own vision on what campgrounds should be doing and why you're so excited about this particular role and being able to get because Billy's responsibility is the campground sector. So give us a little bit about that.
So my big thing is, with all the shows canceled here in New England, that is the number one place for campgrounds to get out and get in front of you, the consumer, to say, hey, come to my campground, see what I have for amenities, see what it is. And with the loss of those shows, we lose that opportunity. Yes, we have social media, we have the ability to do advertising online, which is still great, but a lot of people are still learning how to do that and make it work the best for them. So to replace that and to help the industry, to help the New England camping industry, doing this online show so we can put all these great campgrounds out and put their information out there for you to see. You might even find campgrounds you didn't even know about because you haven't had a chance to go to the Boston show or to the show in what's the other one? Big E, has the Springfield, or up to the main show in Auburn. Maybe you've never been to those, and so you're just relying on internet searches. This way, you get in front of that campground owner or manager. You get to see that campground. The campground gets more exposure. They're able to show you their story, show pictures of their campground, show videos of the campground. So much more information can be shared in this online setting. And that's what I really want to do. I want the industry to do well. I want all these campgrounds to get their sites filled every day of the week, every weekend, that they're full, that people are outside enjoying camping in New England, because I think that's the best place to go camping. I might be a little biased.
I think we are. And John, other than having another opportunity to work with me, why would you want to be involved in an event like this?
Well, I mean, it's a groundbreaking show, and the interesting part about the people that are producing the shows, we're all campers, we're all RVers, so we know what it's like to and I'm not saying, oh, my world revolves around going to an RV show. It doesn't, but it's a fun thing to do during the wintertime that we miss. I mean, we always, when we go to Springfield, we always grab Cavosa and Cole and Palange and their wives and go over to Red Rose Pizza and that type of thing. But, and that's the part about going to shows. We get to see our friends from North Carolina. We get to see our campground directors from all the New England states. And we're missing that. And when you figure one thing out during this past year, coming up on a year, in another 2 months, it'll be another month and a half, it'll be a year. The number of industries that have been devastated, entire industry, like the restaurant industry, devastated. But the business opportunities in the RV industry during this time have never been greater. So you might want to say, you know what, I have so much fun being a camper, I might want to have something more to do with it. And, whether it's working as a seasonal camper, like Audrey said, not a seasonal camper, I'm sorry, a work camper, or being a seasonal for the first time ever, or not being a seasonal for the first time ever and hitting the road. Virtually every aspect of RVing is going to be available to our audience at this show.
Yep, that's true. And why was I so excited about having something like this? If we've learned nothing from the pandemic, we have learned how to run our businesses differently, whether it's the coffee shop down the street, whether it's major corporations, whether it's organizations, education, schooling for your kids. This is an incredible time in the United States to change the way we do business. We've done shows for 52 years. We're going to continue to do shows, but for those of you who wind up working at home and having hybrid environments, you're not going to go back to the old system. They found out that these new systems do work. And we wanted to be the leader in developing a program and an event that incorporates live events in person, like our shows, live events online, like these kinds of expos. So we understand we are blazing new trails. It's never been done before. But we're going to ask for your support and encouragement. And we want to have great headlines when this is all over, because the potential here is absolutely amazing. And the part that's amazing is our ability to deliver to our consumers and our campers and our dealers bigger numbers, more qualified prospects, more qualified campers that know what to do. We want to take that lead on the education and what have you. So having said that, and we're right at 8 o'clock, I am going to go for the hat trick tonight, if I can find.
Well, we're going to sign off with that, right? We're not coming back after that.
That's right. So prep and say your goodbyes now.
She can talk about how much of a pleasure it was for her to be with us tonight, and how she's really looking forward to it more than ever before.
Yeah, right? I can't wait till the next time. No.
We are truly delighted to have you on the team, Billy. And
thank you. You guys have been awesome. Really, it's great. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I am too. This is going to keep us really busy. So don't leave just yet, folks, because you haven't seen the closing video. So don't just jump off there. I want to end with my hat trick. So thank you for joining us tonight. We will see you down the road. February 1st, we release everything, and I'll put that in the comments and get it for you. So stay tuned, and let me see if I can run. I have to do one thing. I have to mute the mics.
This edition of RVing in New England was brought to you by Lee's Family Trailer Sales and Service, one of America's fastest growing RV dealerships, and was a presentation of the New England RV Dealers Association. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.